talk.
Yeah, big talk when the camera's around. Yeah.
We are back at the mega cabin. We've got the fireplace, the shower surrounds, and the HVAC guys back. So we are back at the mega cabin and we've made a lot of progress. So the insulation is 100% done. The sheetrock has all been carried in. And today we're just doing a few things before they start hanging the sheetrock tomorrow. The tile guy, Handyman Peckman, is here. He's getting all of his backer boards put in for the tile showers. We've got the fireplace company here. They're putting the fireplace in. And then we've got Tony, the HVAC pro. He's getting the furnace installed so that we can get off of the temporary furnace, because as Wisconsin weather kind of goes, we've had days in the 80s and now we're like today we had in the 30s. So when we're doing the sheetrock, even though this is all insulated and foamed, we got to keep it warm in here, so we have to have some heat source. So a couple things we're running into right now, we're gonna get the HVAC hooked up, but we're also gonna get the fireplace hooked up so we can run most of the house off of the fireplace.
Den shield is what you put on the inside of the shower. At least that's what I use. I started out yesterday working on a flipper house in River Falls. Doing a little tile work, base trim, finishing up laminate flooring. And then Al begged to get me up here to put the den shield on and get ready for the sheetrockers so they can sheetrock up to the den shield. And then I'm supposed to go back to River Falls this afternoon, but I don't know if I'm gonna make it. And then after that, I'm starting on another floor job for a job they've been waiting since last fall. I guess what makes it difficult is the scheduling of other people. I'm trying to keep them in line. And there's too many people that want too many things done at once. Just everybody's busy, so I'm just trying to keep everybody happy, bouncing back and forth, getting enough done to keep the ball rolling. Yeah, I'll probably be back in about 3 weeks. Hopefully by then I can get stuff done on the other projects, starting another redo of a rental project. And I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know how much work it is, but I'm hoping to be back here in about 3 weeks.
So the Handyman Peckman, he is out of here. He's got his showers surrounds finished. And actually the sheetrockers are gonna be here any minute. They're coming today actually. So luckily we've got the shower surrounds ready. The HVAC guys are just finishing up right now and the fireplace has been installed. So we are ready to roll on the sheetrock. I think it's gonna take them about a day and a half. We'll see how far they get today. But it's definitely gonna go from looking like a under construction place to really start looking like a finished house. So I'm pretty excited about this process. It takes a lot to get to the sheetrock. So it's definitely a good feeling to get to where we're at now and get ready for the next steps.
We gotta get this gas off here quick.
Yep.
So we'll just get it down some and then make it easier too on us. Oh, you dirty dog.
Yeah. Don't get excited. It'll be just fine.
That's what I told you. It is just fine. Let go of it. Where's it gonna go?
If you say so.
It's just seasonal. That was one other question I had for you. You're putting a 4-inch, right?
Yeah. Okay. I just got the 1-inch deal.
No,
here.
I know. But I'm saying for the permanent.
Yeah, I got you a 4-inch box. Simmer down. You're all nervous, I can see it. I never know with you, Tony.
That's right.
We're really coming up with a game plan is what we're trying to do. See, now it takes 1, 2, 3, 4, and camera guy to figure it out. Well, furnace should sit here because I put a hole here. Furnace is almost together. Just gotta get some silicone to the bottom, a little plenum, and that baby's in place. And then the crap show of figuring out what I'm gonna hook up the rest of it. What's this furnace gotta do? I'm doing the LP conversion. So the furnaces come as natural gas, and we're converting it now to be LP. So I gotta take all these orifices out, and then on this one, because it's in the modulating, we gotta pop off this little cover here and put on the little jumper wire wherever, somewhere in here.
Okay, let's recheck that, make sure I got these marks all right.
What are you marking it for? Just put it in there. You waste more time like...
Yeah, go ahead, say it. I want to hear it.
Just work, you know?
Oh, big talk.
Yeah, big talk when the camera's around. Yeah.
You need money to buy whiskey, Tony?
Yeah, I'll take some money to go buy some whiskey. Jake, you want some whiskey too, don't you? What's the workload look like for my week this week? Pretty crazy actually. I got a whole bunch of stuff. I got a whole bunch of ACs I got to be doing to go back on from winter work. I got 6 of those to do yet. 12 changeouts to do that are still on the books for furnaces to go to new ones. I got 4 boilers to put in. Got to finish up Alex's stuff here. Well, here today at Alex's, we're obviously getting the furnace set so he can have heat for the drywallers come in for mudding and taping since our weather's turned a little colder again. So we couldn't get away with some of the other methods about just skimping us by. So we're gonna get that set put into place, and probably a couple other piddly things. Get the fireplace done, so that way that stone guy can come when we're not in his holding him up. And hopefully by then we're out of here. That's the day. Any challenges today? Yeah, big challenge is how I'm gonna hook it up, because I just kind of threw it in there and I told myself I'd figure it out later. So we're at the later stage today, and I didn't bring enough to do all the return stuff, but I brought enough to get the furnace working, and we'll get the rest hooked up later. I'll probably have to come up well, we got grills and registers. I got to set the heat pump yet. We got the dehumidifier to hook up yet. Humidifier. Well, it'll be the rest of the furnace. There's like 2 or 3 heat runs in the mechanical room. A couple of returns to hook up there because everything just got piled in there during the rough-in stage. And then I would think probably 2-3 days I'd have to come back up here for you.
One of the issues that we've had over the last few days is it definitely took longer to get the insulation done than we had planned. We had a bit of an issue on the ceiling foam. Wasn't quite the right mixture that we were looking for, so we had to swap that out. We did add a little bit of interior batting for soundproofing, so it took a little bit longer than we thought and delayed the drywall and some of this stuff a few days. So that's been a little bit stressful, just making sure I can still get the drywallers here, even though I interrupted their schedule a little bit. So it looks like we're still on track, but that's something that we're still working through. Actually, it's
First thought is finding a place on the wall to have our vent go out. Like that. Mark it on the wall. That's the fire resistant caulking, so we gotta put that around the pipe to make sure everything's sealed. We put it all around here. Just keeps, like, if something were to happen inside this cavity, it stays inside this cavity and it doesn't leak out.
My workload this week has been pretty steady. Usually kind of going into the spring, we start to get a little bit slower. Our busy time is kind of through the winter, so we've been keeping up pretty steady with our workload, and it's the same this week, just going and going. And it's kind of nice because when it slows down, you usually get pretty bored, but we've been staying pretty busy, so that's always nice. Yeah, that was a pretty typical fireplace. That's one that I'd like to run into a lot when we do these installations. So especially when it's all open and you can see what you're doing, it's a lot easier to get in there and not have to move around and do a lot of stuff to get to where you're going, I guess. I mean, there's lots of different problems we could run into. Working with Alex, we've worked with him quite a few, so he kind of knows what we run into. So working with him, it's pretty seamless coming in and just doing what we need to do, and nothing really needs to get fixed. But sometimes framing can be wrong. Sometimes we run into something where we don't have enough clearance for our venting to run, or we'll run into an electrical line being on our way that runs through the wall, and then an electrician has to come and move it. Don't really have to deal with plumbing. They're kind of always out of our way, but if we're like going through a roof or something, it's different. We'll run in, everybody's running through the ceiling with their electrical wires or their plumbing. So usually new construction is pretty easy to get through because it's all open and we can get where we need to go. But if we do retail, sometimes we'll do like a finished house and we got to climb through the attic and stuff, and that's kind of a pain in the butt, but do what we got to do to get the job done. So we'll be back up here next, hopefully by the end of this week. We're just waiting for one more part to convert the fireplace into a propane fireplace, because most of these fireplaces come from the manufacturer built for natural gas. So when we come back, we'll convert it into propane, and then we'll be able to fire it up, and you guys will be able to see how it looks when it's all finished. So we're just about done here for today. We are going to be back tomorrow, and tomorrow's another big day. We've got the sheetrockers are coming back to finish tomorrow. We've got the siders coming back, and they're not quite going to finish tomorrow, maybe 2 more days of siding. And then possibly tomorrow the deck installation is going to start, but might be 1 more day that we might hold off on that, just because the siders were delayed 1 extra day. So we've got a pretty big week going here, and I'm pretty excited to see where we're going to end up at the end of the week. She's blocked. Huh? My bad, she's blocked. We just left Home Depot to pick up the mud for mudding and taping all of the drywall in here. There is a national shortage that's hit all over the country for drywall mud. So it's the same as what we had been dealing with the spray foam. The big freeze in Texas, that's where I guess a lot of the drywall mud is made. So nationally, there's a big shortage on the drywall mud. Luckily, I was able to call in some favors and get my pallet reserved for this cabin. Because if I didn't have that pallet, there is no other drywall mud. And my sheetrocker has told me basically he has enough for the houses he's got booked. And that's about it for right now. So I was very fortunate to be able to get what I needed for this cabin, because without that mud, basically you would come to a standstill. We've got about another day and a half on the sheetrock here, but it's definitely starting to take shape, and it's a very rewarding feeling to start seeing the rooms go from, you know, just stud framing to now seeing kind of a finished product. So it's definitely a rewarding part of the process here the day that you hang the sheetrock.
Esta semana con esta tengo tres trabajos aproximados, cada trabajo diferente. Por decir, este está un poco complicado. Las cabañas siempre están complicadas. Esta es una cabaña, como lo puedes ver, tiene dificultad, o sea, entre lo alto y muchos detalles ahorita. Pero pues no hay nada que no se pueda hacer. Este ha sido mi trabajo desde el 2002 empecé a trabajar en la construcción, haciendo drywall. Mi papá trabajaba en esto. Ponerle muchas ganas aquí en la construcción, porque, por decir a los paisanos que vienen de allá, ponerle muchas ganas, porque sí nos cuesta. Aquí nadie viene, aquí nadie te regala nada. Nada más de ponerle ganas, aprender. En cualquier trabajo, ya sea en la construcción, de cualquier trabajo, ponerle las ganas y salir adelante. Porque pues sí, estar aquí está un poco duro, también alejado de la familia. Que aunque por ejemplo, yo tengo mi esposa aquí, tengo mis hijos. Pero en México también dejé a mi papá y mi mamá. En eso estamos trabajando ahorita en crecer la compañía. Mi compañía se llama MMJ Drywall. Estamos en proceso para crecer más. También gracias a Alex también por mantenernos con trabajo. También. Buen amigo, buen constructor, y seguimos trabajando con su compañía. Y gracias por darnos la confianza, porque pues hasta ahorita no le hemos quedado mal. No hemos quedado mal de trabajo. Yo siento que estamos con él porque pues, hemos hecho un buen trabajo.
Sí, tiene sus dificultades, y pues es de poner un poco a pensar también. No nada más es poner chirrot y ya lo ponemos y listo, ¿no? Tiene uno también igual que ver qué es lo que falta, dónde hay cosas que poner y para que se haga el buen trabajo, tenga mejor trabajo y se vea mejor. 6 años llevo trabajando en el chirrot. Más o menos 1 año de aprendizaje, porque tienes que aprender mucho. Aquí no se termina de aprender nunca, porque cada día aprendes algo más. Siempre hay algo en cualquier trabajo, algo diferente, que tienes que ir mejorándolo, y en el siguiente pues te sale algo diferente, y pues a base de eso vas aprendiendo algo nuevo. Aprender cada día, aprender algo cada día nuevo, saber hacer buen trabajo, y también más que nada que valoren el trabajo que hacemos nosotros. Como chirosquero, que le ponemos igual el empeño para el trabajo, también que valoren nuestro trabajo. ¿Sí? ¿Para qué? Para que también así como nosotros tratamos de hacer el trabajo mejor, pues también igual para que vean que también que nos den ese valor a nosotros por el trabajo que hacemos también.
Rest of this week here, what we're gonna have going on and what I'm really looking forward to is we're gonna finish the siding. We haven't gotten any real good camera of that yet, so hopefully tomorrow we're gonna get some good footage of them doing the siding and kind of what's going on with the Diamond Coat LP siding. At the same time, we're gonna have the decks starting to be framed, so it's gonna be a little hectic out there. But we've got a few things that need to be framed up around the house, and then the decks need to be framed. So I'm really looking forward to that and kind of pulling the whole outside together, getting all the framing finished and getting the look, you know, starting to come together of what I've envisioned from the beginning, start to show through on the finished product. So we are back at the Mega Cabin. It is Friday and we've gotten a lot done this week. We're sitting here on the deck, or what's going to be the deck, looking over the lake. Definitely a cool view from out here. So what we've gotten done this week, we've had the siders here. They're just about done. They'll finish up tomorrow. They're about 3/4 of the way done here today. We've got the sheetrock has all been hung, and now the tapers are in there taping all the sheetrock and getting ready for Mike, the finisher, to come in next week and texture and prime and paint all the drywall. So it's been a really big week here, a lot of exciting stuff, and it's definitely starting to take shape as far as what the finished Mega Cabin is going to look like.
I just got to find power, and since there's no power hooked up to the fireplace, we just got to run an extension cord to the plug-in for the module underneath to get power to it, and then we can pair it up and get it all started up, so then you can close up the bottom and not worry about having to get back in there.
So I just replaced, this is the stepper motor, so I put a new one in here that converts it to LP for propane. And so right now I just took this apart, took this orifice out of here, put in a new one in here, and then you gotta put a new one in the pilot.
Every week, sometimes 3, sometimes 6, depends how big it is, you know. The difference is very close to the lake, and it's different kind style, so it's not like normal style. Yeah, so right now it's tape on the walls, and then after lunch put a coating the tape and come back other day for finish coat. I'm started this business in 2002. I have 3 guys with me. Yeah, it's my crew, normal guys. Yeah, I'm teach these guys, and somebody teach me. So I think this next week done with this job. Yeah, I'm work for Alex a lot, all time. It's a good guy and keep busy. Yeah, keep me busy. Yeah, 40 jobs, like a duplex or apartments. Yeah.
Este sale y este queda para el de allá.
Ahí voy.
I do roofing and siding. I've been doing this for 5 years. We're planning to finish the siding, but only the back side today. I think we're gonna be working on roofing, but I don't know where yet. But we're planning to be working on roofing.
The cut edge that we cut square is going to go in the post base, so it's flat. Come on now. Different job. Started out the week. What did we do? We were working on our house in River Falls. I was hanging closet doors, and then we were working on a deck in Hudson. We had to build some stairs, and then we came out here, put a roof over a egress. Yeah, it's not a problem. It's just a communication thing between everybody. The siders had their pump jacks right where the roof needs to go, so they pushed them over. It's actually kind of fun to see the one guy. He climbed up. He scaled that pump jack, which is probably not too safe, but especially when you got a metal roof to grab onto, it's pretty funny. Yeah, Cider said they'll be done tomorrow, hopefully. Yeah, so we'll just be able to do it. We got 800 square feet of deck to frame up. No, I think maybe just kind of figuring out, you know, over here what we're gonna do with this catwalk, because we're gonna have to span that distance, but it's over that little patio he's got down there. So, and he wants to frame it out of 2x8, so it's kind of a span to make it all the way across that. So there might have to be a post somewhere in that. I like coming up here. I mean, it's a drive, but you know, and then if you need something, we've been to Arrow 3 times today. Well, I forgot. So apparently the guy forgot to put the post bases in the truck. And then when I went to go back to get the post bases, I forgot to get the 2x6s to frame the roof. So it's 3 trips to Arrow.
So this week we're gonna get the siding finished up, and we're gonna get basically all the taping is gonna get done this weekend. And then looking forward to next week, kind of what we have going on, what we have coming up. We're gonna finish all of the siding this weekend, and then next week we're gonna hit all the decks. So they're gonna frame all the decks. Actually, the trim carpenters are the ones who are gonna frame and finish all the decks. So we're gonna do composite decking, and I've added on a walkway actually here behind me that you'll be able to walk from this deck I'm sitting on all the way to the front of the house. So that was kind of a cool addition. But that's going to be kind of the big thing next week, is getting the decks done and then getting the drywall all finished and textured, all the ceilings, and painted next week. So it's really going to be another big week next week, and I'm really looking forward to it.